Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Got Heartbroken and Makes Harem with Momo and Jirou movie. Before we start, please go support Silverlion 12k for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. After Izuku discovers a disturbing secret about the girl he's in love with, he feels broken. It isn't until he meets a new friend at a job that Aizawa helped him get. This new friend of Izuku's helps him realize an important lesson, and that lesson is there are plenty of fish in the sea. Chapter 1. Izuku was walking back to the dorms exhausted within his jacket. He held 2 tickets to an upcoming concert for a band called the Reluctant Heroes. As he was making his way towards his room, the 2 tickets fell out of his jacket. Only one other person passed by him, and that was Kayaka Jirou. When noticed them fall, she looked at them and ran to Izuku shouting his name. Jirou. Midoriya, Midoriya, Midoriya. When he turned around, he noticed their faces almost touched. He took a few steps back and responded. Izuku. Jirou, what's wrong? Jirou. How did you score 2 VIP tickets to the Reluctant Heroes concert? It's been sold out since the beginning of the year. Izuku. My coworker gave them to me. He said he had a few left and asked me to give them to some friends. I can get in because my friend put me on the list. If you want the tickets, take them. Jirou. Really, thank you, thank you, thank you. She hugged Izuku once she had the tickets and tried to decide who she was going to take to the concert. Flashback to the beginning. Izuku needed a job. He didn't want to depend on his mom sending him an allowance, so he went to talk to Aizawa. Knock knock. Aizawa opened the door to see Izuku. Problem child, what's wrong? Izuku flinched after hearing that nickname, but had to accept it since he did cause problems. Izuku. Well, Aizawa, you see, I was possibly hoping you'd help me get a job. Aizawa. Did something happen to your mother? Izuku. No, I just thought that I shouldn't depend on her so much. Aizawa. I know a place and I can probably pull some strings for the afternoon to night shift. Izuku. Really? Anything would help. Aizawa. Alright, meet me tomorrow after class. Just as promised, Aizawa took Izuku to a place he once worked during his years at UA when he needed money. When they arrived, a sign read Nakamura Warehouse. Izuku was confused as to what they did but didn't question it since Aizawa once worked there. Nakamura. Well, if it isn't Shota, how are you, kid? Aizawa. Hey pops, I've been balancing hero work and being a teacher. Nakamura. So who's the kid? Aizawa. Hess, one of my students. I was hoping you'd do me a favor and hire the kid. Nakamura. Sure, if he's your student I'll take him. To be honest, I had to let go a majority of the warehouse department. I only got one guy. Aizawa. What happened? Would you let them go? Nakamura. They were stealing from me. I reported them to the police. But since this kid goes to UA, I doubt he steal while trying to be a hero. Kid, you're hired. It'll have you taught by my best and most loyal employee. Izuku. Great, what's his name? Nakamura. Silver, front and center. Silver. Yes pops, how can I help? Nakamura. This is Izuku. He's going to be working with you. Teach him the ropes, please. He'll also have the same schedule as you. Silver. Sure thing pops. Alright Izuku, time for training. Flashback end. Izuku Pav. Ever since I've met Silver, things in my life have changed dramatically, but it's for the best. I started this warehouse job with him. It pays decent. Thanks to him I've also gotten over my heartbreak. Izuku Pav end. Anathat flashback. Izuku saw Uraraka and was about to confess his feelings to her when he was cock-blocked by Katsuki. Katsuki. Hey round face, you're my woman now, got that? Ichako nodded and Katsuki gave Izuku a smirk that said, yeah, I took your women. The following day Izuku went to work heartbroken. Silver noticed this and talked to him about it during lunch break. Silver. Hey bro, what's going on? If you're not feeling well, let me know and you can head out. Izuku. Sorry Silver, it's just that the girl I was going to confess my feelings to began the date my childhood bully. Silver. Is that all? Izuku. I mean, she was the first friend I've made. I was practically considered quirkless for a majority of my life. So this was kind of a big deal for me. Silver. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like such a jerk. Do you want some advice? Izuku. Anything I can take. Silver. Buck her. Izuku. What? Silver. Exactly like I said, buck her. You don't need her. If she truly loves you back, she wouldn't have dating your childhood bully. Let me tell you something, when you're living a better life, successful, doing good for yourself, her life is going to be a living hell. She's going to come crawling back to you at the point when you're happiest. You know what you're going to tell her. Izuku. No, what? Silver. You tell her, did you honestly believe you were the prize? I'm the prize because you know what I have and you want a slice of this kind of life I have. There are plenty of fish in the sea, so don't just let yourself grow attached to one girl. You have a variety of options. I bet they will be 100 times better than the girl you're crushing on. During the short time when Izuku was a bit depressed, Silver helped him express himself through the arts and taught him to play guitar. Flashback end. Izuku was the new guitarist for the Reluctant Heroes. This was due to the fact that the former bass player had passed away in his sleep. Silver had become the new bass player, and with Izuku's quick progress learning to play guitar, he was selected to be the new guitarist for the band. On some occasions he would also sing for certain songs. With Jirou was trying to decide who to take to the concert. She didn't want to take Kaminari, but on the other hand, she wished Izuku would have gone with her. Jirou was running out of ideas when she thought about Momo, who was probably in need of a break, and this concert would work best. As Jirou walked to Momo's room, she knocked, and the door was opened, revealing Momo with her hair down. Jirou. Hey Momo, can I ask a favor? Momo. Sure Jirou, whatever do you need? Jirou. Would it be possible if you'd come with me to this concert? Momo had an excited look and told Jirou it would be an honor to go to the concert. Chapter 2. Izuku was now in his room relaxing. He had just given 2 concert tickets to Jirou. He was surprised to see how cute her smile was. That's when it hit him, he never really thought of Jirou in a romantic way. Little by little he began to remember Silver's words, there are plenty of fish in the sea, you'll probably find someone 100 times better than the girl you're crushing on. Izuku could only smile as those words echoed in his head. He was about to sleep when his phone suddenly rang. It was Jirou, who contacted him through Class 1 a group chat, but sent him a private message. Jirou. Hey Midoriya, sorry to wake you, but I wanted to say thanks again for the tickets. Izuku. You're welcome once again. To be honest, you had a cute smile when you saw the tickets. I'm glad I got to see this side of you. At that moment Izuku realized what he had put in the message. He became a blushing, stuttering mess. For a few seconds his phone chimed. Jirou. Did you mean that? Are you toying with my emotions? Izuku. Yes, I sincerely mean what I said. If any guy doesn't see that, then they're just missing out on a great girl. Jirou. Sorry Midoriya, this is Momo. Jirou became a blushing mess and couldn't reply. Is there anything you like about me though? Izuku. Okay, well tell her I'll see her at the concert. As for you Momo, I genuinely like your humbleness, selflessness, how you are willing to help others. To be honest, even if you didn't have your wealth, beauty and were a regular girl, I'd probably still be nervous to ask you out. Well, good night. At this point Izuku was as red as a lobster again. He began to think about 2 girls who never really crossed his mind for him to be interested in, since he thought they were way out of his league. A few moments ago, Jirou had decided that she'd invite Momo to the concert. Her best friend could use a break. As she got to Momo's room she knocked, hoping she opened the door soon. Momo. Hello Jirou, what can I do for you? Jirou. Would you like to go to a concert with me this Saturday? Momo. I don't know, I don't think it'd fit in well. Jirou. Please, there's no dress code and you can wear what you like. Momo. Okay, what time is the concert? As Jirou pulled the tickets out, Momo noticed what band they were for and flipped out. Momo. Oh my goodness, is that for the band Reluctant Heroes? I've tried to get tickets, but wasn't fast enough. Jirou. Yeah, you've heard of them. Momo went to her closet and opened up a secret wall that held a shrine dedicated to the band. This had Jirou surprised, thinking that the class vice rep didn't know how to have fun. Then Jirou noticed a face-down picture on her nightstand. Jirou. What's this part of the shrine? Momo. Don't touch that. As she shouted, but too late when Jirou flipped it over. She was surprised. It was a picture of the resident cinnamon roll with a lipstick marks over the glass of the frame on the bottom. It read, "My darling Izu." Jirou. You've got it bad, don't you? When did you take this picture? Momo. Yes, I believe I do. I also had one of my bodyguards take it for me. I fell in love with him because he doesn't stare at only my body and money, but he looks at me for who I really am. It's too late, I can only love him from afar since he confessed to Ochako. Jirou. Not exactly. Momo looked at Jirou with hopeful eyes and waited for the next part patiently. Jirou. Bakugo told Ochako, "You're my woman now," so like an idiot she nodded. Izuku was heartbroken, but later that night when he came home he looked more upbeat and confident. Momo. So Jirou, do you think if I asked him out would he say yes? Jirou. He'd probably stutter and faint, being confessed to by Class 1A's beauty. Which reminds me, I've got to thank him for the tickets, he's the one who let me have them. Momo. You can send him a private message, just find his name on the class group chat. Upon sending the thank you message she received a response rather quickly. You're welcome once again. To be honest, you had a cute smile when you saw the tickets. I'm glad I got to see this side of you. When Jirou showed this to Momo she was a bit hurt, but saw how Jirou reacted as if she never was complimented like this before. Momo. Jirou, is this the first time a young man outside your family compliments you? Jirou. Yes, it's usually because I'm not feminine enough or mostly because I lack assets. To be honest, I really like that about Midoriya, he looks at the person for what's inside. Momo. To be honest, I'm feeling conflicted because you might be crushing on Midoriya yourself. On the other hand, I don't want to fight you over who Midoriya chooses. Jirou. Well, I have a suggestion. Momo. What is it? I'm all ears. Jirou. How about we share him? Momo was shocked that those words came out of her best friend's mouth. She was also uninterested by the idea. She would be lying if she said she wasn't interested. Chapter 3. It was finally Friday, one day before the big concert. Izuku had woken up, took a shower, then once he finished he got dressed and headed off to school. Once he walked into the common room of the dorms, he took a red apple. Just as he was gonna leave, he heard a familiar voice, Deku. As Izuku turned around, it was Achako, who seemed bubbly than ever. What's up, Uraraka? She was fidgeting and playing with her hands and looking down. Achako. Do you want to walk to class together? Before Izuku could answer, everyone began to walk into the common room, then Katsuki yelled and threw a tantrum. Katsuki. Deku, what are you doing talking to my woman? Round face, you're my woman and I don't want you anywhere near Deku. Izuku. Bakugo, I know she's yours. Listen, I gotta get to class. Katsuki. That's right, Deku, get out of here, remember you'll never get a woman. Everyone was looking at Katsuki with disgusted looks. They were now ready to head to class and departed from the dorms. Nobody could say anything. When they reached the class, they thought they'd see a depressed Izuku. They were wrong. Classes went on like normal. Achako felt guilt that she chose Bakugo, but it was too late to leave this relationship. It was lunchtime. Everyone ate heavy meals, while Izuku on the other hand had a light lunch once lunch finished. It was now time for the last two classes of the day. Aizawa had walked in with a stack of papers, then spoke to the class. Aizawa. Midoriya, have you finished all other classwork and homework? Izuku. Yes, Aizawa-sensei. Aizawa. I've got the homework and classwork for your last class, just finish it up before you go. Many were confused at the conversation that the two were having. Once the conversation was over, Aizawa started his lecture. Once he was done, he passed out the classwork. Many saw Izuku breeze through it. When he completed the assignment, he turned it into Aizawa as he handed him a different notebook with another classwork sheet. Just like before, Izuku breezed through it, then once again he took it to Aizawa and turned it in. Aizawa. Alright Midoriya, you're free to go. Tell Pops I said hi. Izuku. Sure. Izuku got his backpack and walked to the door. Many of the students were dumbfounded when Izuku got to go home early. Before anyone could say a thing, Bakugo had exploded. Katsuki. Why does that bucking Deku get to leave early? Aizawa didn't give him the time of day as he had the class continue the work that was assigned to them. Jirou had her phone ready to send Izuku a private message. When the bell rang for final period, Jirou quickly typed the text. Jirou. Midoriya, why did you get to leave early? Izuku. It's because I have a job that my shift starts midway through last period. I'll see you at the concert tomorrow. Jirou. Sure, be safe. Momo also says have a great work day. Although Momo didn't say anything like that, Jirou thought she could help her score points with Izuku. Time skip. Izuku at work. Before Izuku left for work, he did a light cardio workout, then headed towards work. When he had clocked in, things got busy. Both he and Silver had to stack and prepare pallets that would go overseas. When the afternoon flew by, Izuku and Silver finally finished everything for the shipment overseas. Before they left, Nakamura had pulled both into his office to reward them with payday. Once they both received payment for their week, Silver was going to drop Izuku off at the dorms. Silver. Hey Izuku, mind if I stop somewhere before I take you to the dorms? Izuku. I don't mind. As they drove for 3 minutes, they pulled into a convenience store. As Silver walked towards the alcohol section, Izuku was freaking out. Izuku. Silver, what are you doing? Silver. Grabbing a 6-pack of beer. Why do you ask? Izuku. We can't drink alcohol, we're minors. Silver. We're minors. Wait, how old do you think I am? Izuku. I don't know, you're probably 17 or 18. Silver began to chuckle because it had been a while since this happened to him. Izuku was still confused at why Silver was laughing. Silver. Sorry, but I thought you knew I'm 24. Izuku was completely shocked at the fact that Silver didn't have the appearance of a 24-year-old. Izuku. Wait, 24, but you look like you could pass for a high school student. Silver. Yeah, I get that a lot. Now if you're ready, let's go. After paying, Silver drove to the dorms, but as they were approaching, Silver's car began to smoke and suddenly shut off. Lucky for them, they had arrived at the dorms. It was 9:30 p.m. There was hardly any light. Silver. Hey Izuku, just head home. I'll try and see what it can do. If not, I'm stranded here. Izuku. I'll ask Aizawa if it's possible for you to stay the night. Izuku ran to the dorms to ask if Silver could stay at the dorms. When he burst through the door, many who were in the common room were confused. As Izuku made his way to the room where Aizawa stayed. Knock knock knock. Aizawa. Good evening Midoriya, thanks for letting me know you're back. Izuku. Good evening sensei, there's an issue with Silver's car, it just broke down in front of the dorms. Aizawa. You're both okay, right? Izuku. Yes, but since his car won't start I was hoping he could spend the night. Aizawa. Sure, let's go so I can talk to him. As they walked out, many looked at Izuku and Aizawa walk outside. Nobody said anything. When they reached Silver, he had oil stains covering his face. Izuku. Silver, how did you get this dirty? I haven't even been gone for 5 minutes. Silver. This car is dead, I need a new alternator. Aizawa. Silver, you're more than welcome to spend the night here. Silver. Thank you, Aizawa-san. As Silver got his backpack and case of beer from the car to follow them to the dorms, he gave Aizawa a beer as a thank you, which he kindly accepted. The trio then made their way to the dorms as Izuku asked. Izuku. What do you have in that backpack? Silver. Oh, some spare shorts and a shirt to sleep in just in case I spend the night away from home. I also have my Xbox One in the car. Izuku. We have an Xbox One in the common room, but can't decide what games to get. Silver. You're in luck, let me grab my 2TB external hard drive. I got all my games there, and since I've got copies of my digital games there, I'll let you guys keep it. I gotta download my profile and set your console as my home console, that way you guys get the games I buy. As they walk through the doors, the students see Aizawa drinking a beer, someone covered in oil, and Izuku. Akugu. Who the buck is this? Aizawa. This is Silver and he's staying here tonight, he's Midoriya's co-worker. His car broke down and I'm offering him a place to stay. Izuku let Silver take a shower. After he showered, Silver and Izuku hung out and were playing Tekken 7 as Silver drank his beer while everyone else was just confused about the situation that was in front of them. The night went on and everything was normal, but little did they know someone else had overheard about Silver's car trouble. Chapter 4. It was officially Saturday morning. It was the day of the concert. It was currently 8:55 am. The members of ONE were slowly waking up. Many of the students saw Izuku and Silver in the common room about to leave to check on Silver's car as Uraraka walked towards them. Ichako. Good morning, Deku. Izuku. Hey, morning. Akugu. Deku, what did I say about talking to my woman? Akugu suddenly grabbed Ichako and began to kiss her in front of Izuku, hoping to get Deku depressed, but when he saw his face, he wasn't fazed by the action. Silver. Listen, you angry Pomeranian, he was being polite and greeting her. It's an amazing invention called manners, I say you should get some. Many were laughing because everyone could agree with this statement that was said, but Bakugu had crossed a line. Bakugu? You black piece of shit, fight me. Silver. So I'm a black piece of shit, huh? Boy, you're lucky I'm not in your class. The second you would have said that, I would have stomped you out and ended your career before it began. Aizawa. That can be arranged. Aizawa came in as he heard the angry primal screams of Bakugu throwing a temper tantrum. Suddenly Principal Nezu came out of Aizawa's capture gear. Nezu. Mr. Silver, I would honestly like to see what ability you possess. We will grant you a chance to fight. Silver. Are you sure it's a good idea to let a 24-year-old beat up a snot-nosed brat? Nezu. You have permission. Silver. He'll try to make it quick and painful because I gotta fix my car. Izuku. Don't you mean painless? Silver. No. As everyone was escorted to Field Gamma to see this fight, many began to wonder what Silver's quirk was. Nezu acted as the proctor for this match. Nezu. Begin. Itsuki quickly charged at Silver with his strongest explosion as Silver stood still. When the blast made impact, it vanished. Everyone was in awe that the attack just faded away, then Silver vanished with breakneck speed to confuse Katsuki. Then without warning, Silver appeared at his right side and was struck in the ribs, sending him flying. Katsuki was smashed into the wall, which left a Katsuki-shaped dent. This also caused him to have multiple fractures all over his body. Many of ONE all flinched to see the amount of pain he was put in. Everyone wanted to know what his quirk was. Silver. If this is ended, I gotta fix my car. Izuku. What's your quirk? Silver. It's called the 10 Commandments. Now excuse me. Silver went to his car where he left it, only to notice that it wasn't there, so he asked Aizawa to check the security film. As the cameras were checked, Aizawa noticed the support teacher Powerloader. Aizawa. It appears that Powerloader sensei has your car. Silver. Where can I find him? Aizawa. I'll have Midoriya take you to the support class. As Izuku and Silver walked into the class with the support students, the car wasn't there. Silver needed the car to get to work and play its shows. Silver. Excuse me, are you Powerloader sensei? Powerloader. Yes, I am. How can I help you? Silver. Did you by chance take a 97 Honda Civic that was near Class 1A's dorms? Powerloader. I did. My student said it was abandoned. Silver. Watch out, head of a student said that my car just needed a new alternator. Powerloader. Hatsum sir, I'm very sorry, I had no clue that was your car. May. You called. As May poked her head from the corner where she was stationed, she took a look at Silver and her eyes had hearts in them. May. It's you tall, dark and handsome. Silver hi. Where's my car? May. Well you see I saw the trouble you were having so I dismantled it. Silver. You what? May. I dismantled it to make you a better car I present the light mobile. Silver. I hope it fits 2 people. May. It fits more than 2 this baby can fit 4 people comfortably all you have to do is have everyone riding with you place their hands on it and the car itself will shift in a way to seat everyone comfortably. There's also an alternative choice if you ride solo or 2 people. Silver. What's the alternative choice? May. Place your hand on it and find out. As he did this a voice came from the car that said light mobile or light cycle. Silver. Light cycle. Once conforming his choice of transportation the vehicle itself began to change shape when it was finally done. Silver. No way. There are no words to describe how badass this is. Silver turned to May and said in the most serious face if we were the same age I'd marry you now. May. Then why don't ya? Silver. It's because you're a minor still. Izuku. Silver the marital age for a girl is 16. May. I recently turned 17 so tall, dark and handsome what do you say? Silver. How about I'll talk to your parents and we'll see where this can lead. But I'd like to give you something. Silver pulled out a special ticket that was for the Reluctant Heroes concert here, a gift for giving me this awesome new car. As May looked at it she looked as if she had received a gift from God. May. I may be an inventor, but a concert for the Reluctant Heroes is something I wouldn't pass up. Can I go dad? Izuku and Silver looked at Powerloader and shouted in confusion dad. It had turned out May was adopted by Powerloader when she was a baby due to her losing her parents in a fatal car accident that May was the only survivor in. She kept her original family name to keep what she inherited from her birth family, so upon signing the adoption forms he wrote her name as May Majima Hatsume. Silver. Then sir may I have your permission to date your daughter? Powerloader. Of course you may. Silver. Alright May I'll see you at the show. After all the time wasted it was now 3 p.m. and the afternoon time had just gone by like a blink of an eye. There was still much to do before the show, but Silver told Izuku that it would be alright. Chapter 5. Time had gone by quickly after finding Silver's car the time was already 3 p.m, the concert didn't start till 8 p.m. There was plenty of time to get ready and handle their business, Silver was just gonna take Izuku back to the dorms so he could just head home and shower, but Izuku insisted he just grab his things return to the dorms and shower there. Nezu had granted Silver permission to visit the dorms when he wanted due to giving him the exhibition fight. Silver drove home in his new car to pick his things up once everything was loaded, he made his way towards the dorms, once there Izuku let him shower and get ready. Izuku then took a shower and got ready once the two were dressed Silver had a question. Silver. Izuku do your 2 guests have a ride to the show? Izuku. Maybe but we could always ask. As Izuku and Silver made their way to the girls' side a few people were in the common room, but they paid no attention to Izuku or Silver. When they reached Jiro's room they knocked just a second. Jirou said when she opened the door both her and Momo were ready for the concert. Izuku. Wow you both look beautiful. Both Momo and Jirou blushed since Izuku was never one to say what he thought out loud. Momo. You look great too Midoriya. Jirou. Yeah, trying to look hot for assertion someone. An. What Izuku wore. Izuku. Well I thought it'd change my look. Jirou. Silver you look great too. To Silver. Thanks we actually came to talk to you guys about the show. Jirou. Don't tell me it got cancelled. Silver. No I wanted to know if you had transportation to get there. Momo. We do I have my limo taking us why? Silver. I was hoping you could take one more person. Momo. Who? Silver. May Hatsume from the support department I gave her a ticket after she fixed my car. Momo. Fair enough will we see you at the show? Silver. Of course now we must go. Time skipped to 7 p.m. Izuku and Silver just hung out and chilled with everyone who was in the common room. Many took notice that Silver Jirou Izuku and Momo were dressed nicely. Ida. Where are you 3 off to tonight? Jirou. Midoriya gave me concert tickets for the Reluctant Heroes concert tonight. Momo. She chose me as her +1. Izuku. Silver landed me a job with him working the lighting for the concert. Many were jealous about the fact that Jirou was given the Reluctant Heroes tickets. That was until everyone heard loud moaning and the sound of a bed squeaking and the shouts of Kitsuki yelling, take a deeper round face everyone looked shocked because Uraraka lost her virginity to Kitsuki everyone looked at Izuku to see if he had a depressed facial expression, but he didn't have interest in the situation. Paminari. Midoriya are you feeling okay? Izuku. I'm fine, but she made the biggest mistake of her life. Kirishima. Why do you say that? Silver. It's because every girl I've asked out picks guys like Kitsuki over guys like Izuku and myself in the end, they always have a shitty life. Sorry, but Izuku and I have to get to work, please excuse us. As Izuku and Silver walk out of the dorms to their ride, they notice a limo is pulling up. They were on their way to pick up Mei from home. Mei, Momo and Jirou. Mei. I really appreciate you girls picking me up. Momo. It's no problem, but you're usually more hyperactive. Jirou. You're also looking hot, are you trying to catch a guy's attention? Mei. My boyfriend said he was working the lighting for the show. Momo Jirou. You're talking about Izuku. Mei. No, I'm talking about his handsome friend. Jirou. You know he's 24, right? Mei. I know, and my dad gave us permission to date. Before the conversation could continue, the lights dimmed and the concert was about to begin when they see a familiar face on stage. Silver. Hello everyone, I'd like to thank you for coming out to this concert tonight. We've got a real treat for you. Now before we begin, let's take a moment of silence for the passing of Akira Tsubaki, our former bass player. As the crowd fell silent for the death of a beloved member of the band, nobody said a thing to show proper respect. Silver. As you all know, I was the lead guitarist. To honor the memory of Akira, I'll become the new bass player. On drums we still have my dear old friend Ryan Steele. On rhythm guitar, we have Ryosuke Minami. Last but not least, taking my place as lead guitarist is my good friend Izuku Midoriya. Show some love. At that moment Momo and Jirou were shocked to know Izuku was the new member of the Reluctant Heroes. Mei was shocked to know she is going to date the founder of the Reluctant Heroes. Silver. Now let's start this show. Izuku. Another day in this carnival of souls. Another night's end as quickly as it goes. The memories are shadows, ink on the page. And I can't seem to find my way home. And it's almost like your heaven's trying everything. Your heaven's trying everything to keep me out. All the places I've been and things I've seen. A million stories that made up a million shattered dreams. The faces of people I'll never see again. And I can't seem to find my way home. Cause it's almost like your heaven's trying everything to break me down. All the places I've been and things I've seen. A million stories that made up a million shattered dreams. Cause it's almost like why are heavens trying everything to keep me out? Cause it's almost like your heaven's trying everything to break me down. All the places I've been and things. Cause it's almost like your heaven's trying everything. Your heaven's trying everything to break me down. To break me down. To break me down. Your heaven's trying everything. Your heaven's trying everything to break me down. The crowd roared at the opening track. Mei, Momo and Jirou were still in shock that they personally knew two members of the Reluctant Heroes. Chapter 6 Concert PT2. As the crowd roared wild after the first track, everyone was hyped to hear the next song. Silver. The weather has been crazy, hasn't it? Well, it's because seasons change. Izuku. There's a light in you that tears me down to nothing. There's an angel in your eyes. There's a hope inside that you can make it better. You see right through my disguise. When it rains it pours. And everybody stumbles. I won't let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change. I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. When the seasons change. Izuku, there's a hope in me that I will die for something. Was the fire in my eyes. All this pain inside. Will it be this way forever? I can run but I can't hide. When the seasons change. And we're in for colder weather. Look for me on the divide. I won't let you down. When the seasons change. I won't go down. I'll fight through the pain. I'll be there right by your side. I'll never let them bring you down. I won't let you down. When the seasons change. Silver. This is Wrong Side of Heaven and I'll be singing this one. Silver. I spoke to God today and she said that she's ashamed. What have I become? What have I done? I spoke to the devil today and he swears he's not to blame. And I understood cause I feel the same. Silver. Arms wide open. I stand alone. I'm no hero and I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong? I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side. The righteous side of hell. I heard from God today and she sounded just like me. What have I done and who have I become? I saw the devil today and he looked a lot like me. I looked away, I turned away. Arms wide open. I stand alone. I'm no hero. And I'm not made of stone. Right or wrong? I can hardly tell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. I'm on the wrong side of heaven and the righteous side of hell. The wrong side of heaven and the righteous side. Righteous side of hell. Chapter 7 Concert PT3. As the last song ended, the band decided to take a 30-minute break after this last song. Silver. When this song is over we'll be taking a 30-minute intermission, so enjoy the food and the merchandise for sale. Silver A company always on the run. The destiny, oh it's the rising sun. I was born, a shotgun in my hands. Behind the gun. I'll make my final stand, yeah. That's why they call me. Bad company. I can't deny. Bad company. Till the day I die. Until the day I die. Until the day I die. Rebel souls. Deserters we've been called. Chose a gun. And threw away the song. Until the day I die. 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 Silver. Thank you, please enjoy what we have to offer such as merchandise for sale and food booths. After a 30-minute intermission we will switch up our set list, thank you. As the band went to the dressing room to relax, Izuku and Silver decided on getting food before the next half of the show. Ryan and Ryasuke decided to hang back and rest up. As Izuku and Silver got food, a small crowd rushed them for pictures and autographs. The two did just that. When it was over they sat down to eat. After eating there was 20 minutes before the show started up again when Izuku and Silver spotted three familiar girls carrying multiple bags. They hung out with Momo, Mei and Jirou for the last 20 minutes of their break. Jirou was up close in Izuku's face, asking why he didn't tell her he could play guitar, while Momo was pressing her breast against his arm, asking if he'd sing for her and Jirou when they go back to the dorms. Mei on the other hand was taking a selfie with Silver, thinking it was a dream that the guy she recently got permission to date was the founder of Reluctant Heroes. The intermission ended and it was time for the final songs for the night. Silver. Alright, thanks for waiting, this is Aces High. Izuku, there goes the siren that warns of the air raid. Then comes the sound of the gun sending flak. Out for the scramble, we've got to get airborne. Got to get up for the coming attack. Jump in the cockpit and start up the engines. Remove all the wheel blocks, there's no time to waste. Gathering speed as we head down the runway. Got to get airborne before it's too late. Rolling, turning, diving. Rolling, turning, diving, doing it again. Rolling, turning, diving. Rolling, turning, diving. Run, live to fly to live, do or die. Won't you run, live to fly to live, Aces High. Izuku. I'm waiting in my cold cell when the bell begins to chime. Reflecting on my past life and it doesn't have much time. Cause at 5 o'clock, they take me to the gallows pole. The sands of time for me are running low, yeah. When the priest comes to read me the last rites. I take a look through the bars at the last sights. Of a world that has gone very wrong for me. Can it be that there's some sort of error? Hard to stop the surmounting terror. Is it really the end, not some crazy dream? Somebody please tell me that I'm dreaming. It's not easy to stop from screaming. The words escape me when I try to speak. Tears flow, but why am I crying? After all, I'm not afraid of dying. Don't I believe that there never is an end? When you know that your time is close at hand. Maybe then you'll begin to understand. Life down here is just a strange illusion. Yeah, hallowed be thy name. Yeah, hallowed by thy name. Yeah. Chapter 8 Concert End. Silver. Alright ladies and gents, this will be the last song for tonight, please enjoy. Izuku. The wings that take the sparrow break with this weight of mine. Another message lost into the void of time. Does anybody out there get the message that I sent? Would anybody read it then send it back again? The call to mend connection lost through memory and bone. The call to find a new way to communicate and grow. Now I sold my voice to pay for my security. Now I write my sentence on its walls. I'm calling, is anybody out there? Is anybody tuning in? 1,000 years that I've waited for a sign. The dream may last for seconds, changing you for all times. Frantic, incoherent, just a reach in the dark. A message for my lonely thoughts, a sparrow for my heart. I'm calling, is anybody else out there? Is anybody listening? Can anybody hear me? The wings that take the sparrow break with this weight of mine. Another message lost straight from this heart of mine. A message out to anybody tuning in that this whole world is slowly caving in. Silver, thank you, we hope to see you again very soon. Also for those who have VIP passes, please come to the stage. Once the concert ended, Mei, Momo and Jirou were backstage hanging with the band for a bit. They all took a group picture. Ryan and Ryasuke had gone home. Izuku was gonna get a ride from Momo, and Silver volunteered to drive Mei home, but before they split, Silver pulled Izuku to the side. Silver handed Izuku a couple of condoms. Why are you giving me these? Asked Izuku with his raspy voice from singing. I just want you to practice safe hex, you might get late tonight. That was Silver's answer, which made Izuku a blushing mess. Silver. Listen, I'll see you at work Monday. Izuku. Sure, see ya. But Silver and Mei. Silver. So Mei, are you ready to go home? Mei. Home to your house. Silver. No, I'm taking you to your house. Mei. You're going to spend the night with me? At this point Silver didn't want to continue the back and forth conversation, so he called Powerloader via Bluetooth to tell him May was getting a ride home from him. Ring ring ring. Majima. Hello. Majima speaking. Silver. Hello Mr. Majima at Silver. I'm calling to let you know that I'm bringing May home from THR concert. Majima. Oh, if possible could she spend the night with you? You see I have a lady friend over and I'm gonna get lucky. Silver. You had this planned from the beginning didn't you? Majima. Sorry I kinda did, just don't make me a grandpa yet. Call end. As Silver ended the call, May, are you hungry? May didn't want to admit it, but she was. May. Yeah, I could eat. Why? Silver. Well, let's get some food because you're spending the night with me. May. Really? What happened to Dad? Silver. Well, your dad has special company. May. Oh, his girlfriend is there then. So where are we gonna eat? Silver. Would you like a home-cooked meal or some fast food? May. Home-cooked if possible. May had said this with a massive blush, she herself cold to explain why her personality was changing slightly. But Izuku, Momo and Jirou. As Izuku, Momo and Jirou were riding in the limo heading back to the dorms, Momo decided to roll up the privacy glass which separates the driver and passengers. The two girls sat closer to Izuku, while he himself was a bit confused at the situation he was in. The silence was broken by Momo. Momo. Midoriya, your singing was amazing. Jirou. Yeah, your guitar playing was awesome too. Would you play privately for us when we get back to the dorms please? Both Momo and Jirou had adorable puppy dog eyes, pleading Izuku to play them a song upon heading home. Izuku cold to resist the adorable faces the girls made. Izuku, okay, I'll play, but it's gonna be pure instrumental, my throat has been killing me since the show ended. The two girls hugged him tightly, thanking him for saying yes to their request. The two girls thought this would be the perfect time to confess. Momo. Midoriya. Izuku. Yes, Yoi Rozu. Momo. I've wanted to say this for a long time, and I've liked you for a very long time now. Your brave and unyielding spirit has attracted me for so long. I also love how you don't just pay attention to my body but my mind. Izuku was blushing a deep crimson red until he heard someone clear their throat. Jirou. Midoriya, I'm also in love with you. I love how you don't focus on physical appearance, but you look at people for what's inside. Izuku was caught between a rock and a hard place, since two of Class 1A's beautiful girls were confessing their love to him. What was he going to do? But Silver and May. As the two pulled into Silver's home, May was surprised it was a modest little house. Izuku, when they got inside, Silver walked directly into the kitchen. Silver. So May, do you crave anything specific for dinner tonight? May. No, I'm fine with anything. Silver. Hamburger steak it is then. After dinner, May took a bath and changed into one of Silver's t-shirts, it looked like a dress on her. Silver took a shower afterwards and wore some basketball shorts and a muscle shirt. Good night, Silver said as he kissed May on the forehead before he could walk to the couch. May grabbed him and smashed her lips onto his and pulled him towards the bed. May. Since you're my boyfriend, let's share the bed. Silver's thoughts. But she's too cute, if she keeps this up I might lose self-control. May isn't making this easier. Thoughts end. Chapter 9. Upon hearing the confession from two of Class 1A's cutest girls, Izuku didn't know how to respond. He sat like a block of stone trying to process what had just happened until he saw a hand wave in front of his face. Momo. Are you okay? Izuku snapped out of the shock when he wasn't sure he could handle choosing one without leaving the other broken heated. Izuku. I'm shocked. Who would have thought two of the cutest girls would confess to me, but I don't think I could choose either of you without hurting someone's feelings. Momo. Well, to be honest, both Jirou and I talked and we wanted to know if you'd like to date both of us. Izuku. If you're both okay with sharing me, then I'll do my best to love you both equally. At UA dorms. As everyone was there relaxing in the common room, nobody wanted to believe that Ichako had slept with Bakugo. Then the two came out and Kitsuki looked as if he had conquered a piece of land, while Ichako looked like she had regretted giving her first time to a complete fool. Itaki. So can any of you extras tell me how Deku looked after I took his woman's first time? He laughed like a psychopath, hoping to hear that Izuku was miserable about losing the girl he had a crush on. Many were appalled by Kitsuki, who was acting like a villain until someone spoke up. Tokoyami. He didn't care. Itaki. What? Tokoyami. I said he didn't care. All he said was that she made the biggest mistake of her life choosing a fool over him. Itaki was angry beyond what anybody thought possible. Ichako was having second thoughts. She looked sick to her stomach. That's when Kitsuki turned to her. Kitsuki. It's over, round face. I only used you to make Deku's life worse, but he's so we're through. Thanks for the hex. He tossed his head back and laughed, while those around the common room now understood what Silver meant about choosing the fool over guys like him and Izuku. 5 minutes after this whole ordeal had happened, Ichako ran crying to her room, knowing she had been used and tossed aside. After the ordeal went down, Izuku, Momo and Jirou had just gotten back as everyone was still contemplating what had just happened. Izuku has a raspy voice due to singing. Izuku. Hey guys, what happened? Kirishima. Bakugo had Hex with Uraraka, and when he found out that you didn't care he left her and thanked her for Hex. Izuku. Wow, what a crazy turn of events. Sorry if I seem cold-hearted, but she made her choice. Okoyami. We realize what you and Silver meant when you said she made the worst possible choice. Izuku. Oh well, some people have to learn the hard way, but what's done is done. My voice is killing me. Momo. Let me make you some tea. I have some tea to help sore throats in my dorm. Would you care to join me for tea? Izuku. Of course. Momo. Jirou care to join us? Jirou. Yeah, sure. As the three left, everyone was confused on how Izuku was now close with both Jirou and Yaoirozu. Izuku also closely leaned towards Jirou and whispered, bring your acoustic guitar for a private show. As Izuku and Momo headed towards Momo's dorm, they went in. After 2 minutes, Jirou entered with her acoustic guitar. Now everyone wanted to know how those three got so close in a short period of time. As the three settled down and waited for the tea to brew, Jirou handed him the acoustic and he began to play. After playing a few solos, the tea was ready. Momo made sure to put extra honey in Izuku's tea in order to help soothe Izuku's sore throat. It had gotten late. Izuku finished the tea and was about to head out when Momo and Jirou stopped him. Izuku. Is something wrong? Jirou. We want to hear your answer whether or not you're okay with dating both of us. Izuku. Well, if you're both okay with sharing, then I'd love to date you both. The two girls rushed him and embraced him. As they hugged him, they each felt an arm wrap around them as he brought them closer to himself. Momo. My bed is big enough to share if you'd all like to spend the night. The three agreed. Izuku took his shirt and jacket off and slept in his jeans. Momo went into her bathroom to change. Jirou left and grabbed her pajamas and spare clothes. Once she was back, she got dressed for bed in Momo's bathroom and got into bed. Izuku was in the middle, Momo was on his left side, Jirou took the right side. As Izuku wrapped his arms around both girls, he yawned and said, "Goodnight, girls." He kissed both their foreheads and gave them nicknames. Jirou was his songbird and Momo's nickname was Princess. The three fell asleep peacefully. In another part of the dorm, Ichako was crying into her pillow so nobody could hear her. She deeply regretted having her first time with Kitsuki. Ichako saw the condom wrapper of the brand Kitsuki used, and when she was about to throw it away, she saw that the wrapper was punctured. She frantically looked for the used condom in her trash. Once she found it, she saw that it had been slowly leaking. Ichako knew it wasn't a safe day, and she didn't have money for morning after pills, and she wasn't on birth control. Not only was her purity taken by a guy she didn't love, but she might have gotten pregnant. Chapter 10. It was Sunday morning. Izuku slowly began to wake up. As he did, his eyes adjusted to the light, only to realize he wasn't in his room. Izuku remembered what happened the night before. He then felt something on his chest. He looked down and saw Momo and Jirou cuddling into his chest. Izuku remembered what happened as he looked at both Momo and Jirou. He felt like the luckiest man alive, since he has two beautiful girlfriends. Izuku then felt the two girls move. He looked left and saw Momo's beautiful eyes. Izuku. Morning, princess. Momo. Morning, Zuzu. After their greeting, Izuku gave her a kiss. It was just a quick peck on the lips. Momo's eyes went wide as she pulled him in for another kiss. Izuku turned right and saw Jirou waking up. Izuku. Morning, songbird. Jirou. Morning, Aizu. Just like he did with Momo, he planted a peck on her soft lips. Just like Momo, Jirou kissed him back. The two girls were wide awake. Izuku was still sleepy when all of a sudden there was a frantic knock on Momo's door. As Momo and Jirou got up, they left Izuku to sleep a bit more. As the two got dressed, they opened the door. Upon opening the door, Asui, Mina, Ichako and Toru were at the door. Mina. Yeah, Momo, we got a problem. Get. Jirou. What's the problem? Mina. Perfect, we're all together, but before we talk business. Mina ran into Momo's room and threw herself on top of Momo's bed as if she was gonna elbow drop on someone, but before Momo and Jirou could stop her, it was too late. Izuku felt great pain in his abdominal area, which led him to wake up semi-shouting. Izuku. Ah geez, what the buck, can't a guy sleep a bit longer? Mina. Jaya Midori, why are you in Momo's room? Momo quickly brought the girls in and closed the door to prevent any of Mina's screams to be heard around the dorm. Momo. Can't two girls have their boyfriends spend the night? Mina. Wait, Jirou, you and Momo are sharing Izuku. Jirou. Yeah, is that a problem? Now what did you want to talk about? Ichako. I don't have any money for morning after pills or a pregnancy test. So I thought Yaoirozu could make a test. Izuku. Let me guess, the condom was punctured and you didn't notice it till late last night. Ichako. How did you know? Izuku. Sounds like a move he would pull so he could say he's having a kid first. Seeing as I wasn't miserable after he took your first time he left you and a potential baby. Does that cover everything? Ichako could only nod as everything that he stated was 100% true. Momo made a test and gave it to Ichako as she took it, then waited. Izuku got a scrap of paper in Momo's room and wrote down a cell phone number. When Ichako came out the test was negative, but Momo made her multiple tests just in case. Izuku handed Ichako the slip of paper. Ichako. What's this? Izuku. In case you're pregnant call Aunt Mitsuki and tell her what Kitsuki did, she'll help you. Ichako. Why would she help me? Izuku. That's Bakuho's mother. Well, off ladies. Izuku was about to leave but turned to Jirou and gave her a passionate kiss, then turned to Momo and also gave her a passionate kiss. Time skip Monday. As it was a regular Monday, everyone was excited to hear about the upcoming news. The class sat down and waited for Aizawa to appear. When he did, he noticed all were quiet. Aizawa. Good job on shutting up now for the special announcement. Beginning today we will start the meetings for the culture festival, so can I have the class press and vice press step up? Aizawa had gone to sleep in his sleeping bag while Iida and Momo stepped up in front of the class. Iida. Well, fellow classmates, any suggestions what we should do? Many had their hands up in the air as Iida pointed to his classmates. Some ideas were written down, such as cafe, boys cafe, a play, etc. But all ideas seemed decent enough. When Jirou thought of an amazing idea, she raised her hand. Iida. Yes, Jirou-san. Jirou. How about Momo and I ask the reluctant heroes to come and play here for the festival? An uproar almost broke out when she had suggested that they contract a famous band to play a little school culture festival. Jirou turned to Izuku. Jirou. Midoriya, can you ask the band if possible? Itsuki. How the buck does that shitty nerd have connections with the band? Izuku. Well, on Saturday I worked lighting for them, so they told me they'd do me a favor. Many were in shock. If he could pull this off, he was gonna be the hero for the festival. Time skip. Izuku was now at work with Silver, the two here having an easy day, considering it was Monday when it should be the toughest day. Izuku. Hey Silver, can I ask you a question? Silver. Yeah, sure, what's up? Izuku. Do you think it's possible that we play for my school's culture festival next week? Silver. Sure, that's fine. Izuku. Wait, really? Silver. Yeah, it's for a good cause. You and everyone at UA need a chance to cut back and let loose, so what do we have to lose? Just like that, the reluctant heroes had a new gig for a great cause. Chapter 11 Prep Week. It was preparation week for the UA Culture Festival. While many were preparing their stalls and other activities, one were waiting for a response from the reluctant heroes. While on the other hand, Ichako would wait a bit longer to take another pregnancy test, hoping the same result would be negative. It was Tuesday. The festival would be held Friday and Saturday. As many walked into class waiting for the news, they anxiously looked at Izuku. Izuku. I've got confirmation that the reluctant heroes will be playing for the culture festival. The class erupted in cheers, and Bakugo was shocked to know that Deku had that kind of connections with a well-known band. Class flew by quickly as it was now time for lunch. The excitement of Wana was noticeable. Then Class 1B's class asshole had come along. Manama. What are you lossiers from Wana doing? I bet it can't be better than the play we're doing. Mina. Our classmate Midoriya Izuku got the reluctant heroes to play here for the cultural festival. Manama. As if any of you idiots could get that popular band to play at UA. If it's true, I'll mop the floor with my town. In that moment, many people who had followed the reluctant heroes' social media received a notification. Post. Many students who were fans couldn't believe this. They thought it was a prank done by someone until they saw the account name and almost went wild. Manama himself still couldn't believe this news. It seemed to be like someone was pulling his leg until another post was made, and it was a video with Ryusuke and Ryan, who had announced that this was no prank. Now that's when everyone lost their damn minds and began to flip out. After teachers came to see the commotion at the lunchroom, they then found out why everyone was so hyped up. Time skip. It was now Thursday. Many of the stalls and activities that classes would do were now ready for Friday and Saturday. It was now to play the waiting game. Ichako felt normal, no signs of morning sickness or any other symptoms of pregnancy, but she was still going to be cautious. It was late in the afternoon. Izuku was on the roof of the dorms enjoying the view, hoping that the show will go well tomorrow. As Izuku enjoys the peace and quiet, he hears two people come to the rooftop and he instantly recognized the voices. They were none other than Momo and Jirou. Momo. Zuzu, where have you been? We've been looking everywhere for you. Jirou. Yeah, we wanted to spend some time with you before you got busy due to the show. Izuku. Sorry girls, I was just up here hoping the show goes well. We'll be having a special guest, so I'm just thinking about the set we're going to do since we want to make this girl smile again. Momo. Is this the little girl who you and Tagada senpai saved? Izuku? Yeah. She was basically tortured and forced to make bullets from her blood that erase quirks permanently. This type of news was shocking to hear that a child had to suffer so much. Nothing could be said as the three saw the beautiful sunset from the roof. The roof was a nice little hangout spot and had furniture, so the three sat down and enjoyed the view together. As the three sat in silence, the peace was enjoyed until an announcement was made over the dorm intercom. Aizawa. Attention students of wanna please report to the common room for a special surprise. As all the students made their way to the common room there all the students saw none other than their parents, while the big three entered along with Eri and began to greet the parents of their kohai. When all 20 students were present some went pale and others were glad when one of them began cursing up a storm. From the silent crowd came a little voice as she ran to one of her saviors. Eri. Deku. As Eri ran from the crowd into the arms of Izuku who lifted her up and spun around while hugging her, many of the women and his female classmates cooed at the sight. Izuku. What are you doing here Eri? Eri. Mirio Nai-chan picked me up from the hospital and he said I was invited to the festival. Izuku. Yes you're invited, how are you feeling? Eri. Better but I still have nightmares. Izuku. Don't worry because I am here. Izuku said with his best All Might impersonation, which caused many people to laugh as he had forgotten he wasn't alone in the room. As the laughter died down many parents started talking with their children when a group of parents noticed their daughters staring at Izuku. These families were the Jirou, Yaoi Rozu and Uraraka. Yaoi Rozu family. Takeshi. Momo are you in love with that young man? Ibina. If she is I have nothing against it. Momo couldn't trust her words, so she only nodded. Takeshi. How about you introduce him to us when the festival ends? Yaoi Rozu and. Dear family. Hayatoku. Kayaka are you crushing on the green-haired kid? Mika. Honey can feel the vibrations he gives off he seems nice. Hayatoku. Kayaka introduce him to us when this festival ends. Jirou couldn't utter a word she knew that her parents probably wouldn't approve of her sharing Izuku. Dear end. Uraraka family. Mr. Uraraka. Pumpkin I don't want you to date a young man like this and I blonde kid. He's got no manners. Mrs. Uraraka. That's right sweet pea try to find a young man like the Midoriya boy he seems like a catch. He's also good with children which is a plus in my book. Introduce him to us when this festival is over. Ichako couldn't tell her parents that she lost her purity to the sandy blonde-haired fool. She didn't know what to tell her parents that any chance to date Izuku was completely lost. Uraraka end. Chapter 12 Live. It was the day of the culture festival many of the students were excited to participate in the events and festivities that the classes were providing. Who's this year both Friday and Saturday will allow parents to attend when in previous years only allowed to parents to attend on Saturday. Izuku had woken up early this day he texted Jirou and Momo telling them that he had early morning rehearsal. Classes were also cancelled so that many could enjoy the festival to its fullest. Izuku was going to surprise everyone when the concert starts. A few hours later. It's currently 10:30 am. The festival doesn't fully start until noon. As Izuku walked towards the dorms, he noticed a small structure which looked like apartments. As he saw people that walked out of the building they were his classmates' parents. UA had provided special accommodation for the parents. Izuku had gone to his dorm to take a shower and prepare for the big event. Time skip. It was now 11:30 am and many of his classmates went to get ready for the culture festival. While everyone else was busy getting ready Izuku was dressed and headed out to meet the band. Before meeting up with the band Izuku texted Jirou and Momo where he was so they wouldn't have to look for him. Many of the students were hyped because Reluctant Heroes was able to play for their festival. One student seemed upset. Itsuki. I don't understand why you bucking extras care I bet it's not even them. Kirishima. Bakubra why are you trying to ruin the mood man? Itsuki just left so he didn't deal with any extras. Many of Wanna still were excited and were anxious to watch the band live. Time skip to the show. As a massive stage made of cement was made with the help of Cementus, all equipment had set up. People begged him to crowd the stage, waiting for the show to start. The big three had arrived with the special guest Eri. Ryusuke and Ryan were the first to walk to the stage and set up followed by Silver. At that moment, all of Class 1 had gasped as they realized the leader of the Reluctant Heroes had been among them. Silver. Hello UA Academy, we're the Reluctant Heroes and it's an honor to be playing for you here today. Before we begin I believe that you should all thank a well-known young man for setting this up. Please come to the stage Izuku Midoriya. As Izuku walked up from backstage many gasped as they realized who the newest member of the band was. At this point Kitsuku was practically foaming at the mouth. Silver. Let's start this show. Izuku. There's a moment. In your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running. Heart is pumping. As the battle gets closer. Ooh, they can say what they want now. Ooh, cause we'll be screaming out. We can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies. Standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You will remember when I say. We can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. Cause we're unstoppable. Oh whoa, 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 we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. As the song ended, many were ready for the next song. Silver. Before we begin the next song, can we have Momo Jirou come up? Izuku, I'm just a step away. I'm just a breath away. Lost in my faith today. Jirou fallen off the edge today. I am just a man. Not superhuman. Jirou, I'm not superhuman. Someone save me from the hate. I need a hero. Who's gonna fight for what's right? Who's gonna help us survive? I need a hero. Who's gonna fight for the weak? Who's gonna make him believe? I need a hero. I need a hero. A hero's gonna save me just in time. Many had enjoyed the song in the crowd in the front. Izuku saw Mirio crying. As he held Eri, Izuku wondered why until he saw her smile. Silver saw what Izuku was looking at and noticed the little girl and pieced it together. She was the one who he saved. Silver. Listen up everyone, after this next song we're taking an hour intermission. We'll be around the campus, enjoying the hard work you've all put in to make this festival great. Izuku. They turn the lights down low. In shadows hiding from the world. Only coming out when it gets cold. The seas part when they hit the floor. The voices carry on and out the door. And everything you touch turns into gold. Like the angel you are. You laugh, creating a lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate me, Silver. Your answer is always maybe. That's when I got up and left. And each and every day will lead into tomorrow. Tomorrow brings one less day without you. But don't wait up, just leave the light on. Cause all the roads that I might take will all one day lead back to you. And like the angel you are. You laugh, creating a lightness in my chest. Your eyes, they penetrate me, Silver. Your answer is always maybe. That's when I got up and left. Chapter 13 Live 2. When the set was over, Izuku walked towards Mirio and asked to see if he could join him in spending time with Eri. Mirio, Izuku and Eri were about to enjoy the break when all of a sudden Mirio was needed to help at his classroom's activity. Mirio. I'm sorry guys, you're gonna have to go on without me. Eri looked sad but remembered that Izuku would still be with her. Eri, can I invite 2 people to spend the time with us? Eri nodded excitedly, wondering who would accompany them. After Izuku sent the text, 10 minutes passed, then Jirou and Momo appeared. Eri hid behind his leg and peeked to see who was there until he recognized the purple-haired girl who sang in the beginning. Eri. Ah, you're the girl who sang. You had a beautiful voice like an angel. Jirou blushed because she hadn't ever received a compliment like that at all. Izuku lifted Eri onto his shoulders as he, Jirou and Momo walked with them as they enjoyed the festival. As the 4 of them went around the festival, they participated in some carnival-style games that some classes had replicated while giving away small plush prizes. The smile which Eri had during the show had gotten bigger. There was a stand that had gotten her attention. They sold candy apples. Eri thought that Izuku would be mad if she asked for one. It wasn't, until Momo saw Eri stare at the stall and pieced it together, so Momo handed Jirou money to buy Eri a candy apple. As Jirou walked back to them, she hid the apple behind her back. Jirou. Eri, look what I got for you. As Jirou pulled out the apple from behind her back, Eri had this sparkle in her eyes, as if she received a gift from God. Eri. Can I really have it? Jirou. Of course, sweetie. Izuku. Eri, if you wanted a candy apple, why didn't you tell me? Eri. I thought you'd get mad. Izuku. Oh Eri, you deserve so much more in life. I promise that I'll do my best to keep you happy. I'll visit you, give you lots of love and attention, so smile, even when you're afraid, keep smiling. You've lived a harsh life, so smile, because if bad things happen to you, it will be easy since you've survived. Eri cried but was comforted by Izuku. As Momo and Jirou saw this, their hearts skipped a beat as they had seen him act fatherly. The 2 girls knew that he'd be a perfect father but quickly snapped out of those thoughts. 1 hour later. Silver. Hello and welcome back, let's get back to the show. Aizawa then walked up and pulled Izuku to the side and whispered, Eri needs to go back to the hospital. She can stay for 2 songs, then she has to say bye. Izuku walked back and gave a look to Silver, and with that glance they understood each other. Izuku. Stand up, everybody look alive. Say come on, come on, come on, we're gonna get it now. Hands up if you're ready for a fight. Say come on, come on, come on, we're gonna win it now. I don't need you to believe in me. I know how to change my destiny. Sit down, but to rewrite our history, rewrite our history, rewrite our history. We can change the whole world, gonna take it over. Gonna start it over, don't you know what we could be? A new beginning, fighting till we're winning. Tell me that you're in it, don't you wanna be? A superhero, a superhero, a superhero. Don't you wanna be? A superhero, a superhero, a superhero. Anybody could be. A hero. Silver. Can we get Kayaka Jiru back up? Izuku. All I see is shattered pieces. I can't keep it hidden like a secret. I can't look away from all this pain in the world we've made. Every day you need a bulletproof vest to save yourself from what you could never guess. Am I safe today? When I step outside in the wars we wage. Our future's here and now. Here comes the countdown. Sound it off, this is our call. Rise and revolution. It's our time to change it all. Rise and revolution. Unite and fight. To make a better life. Everybody, one for all. Sound off, this is the call. Tonight, we rise, rise. Tonight, we rise, rise. Tonight, we rise. Like a hand grenade thrown in a hurricane. Spinning in chaos, trying to escape the flame. Yesterday is gone. Never give up, no. Rise. Rise and revolution. Rise. Rise and revolution. Everybody one for all. Sound off, this is the call. Rise, like we're alive. Tonight, we rise. Rise, make a better life. Tonight, we rise, rise. Rise, rise and revolution. Rise, rise. Rise and revolution. Rise. Both Izuku and Jirou harmonized Bodyfly. Many were inspired by this song to better themselves so they can help bring change to the world. Silver. We're taking a 5-minute break. As Izuku and the band head off stage, Yuri was brought backstage bus. She had a sad look on her face as Izuku knelt down and gave her a big hug. Izuku. I'll visit you tomorrow, I promise. Aizawa. That's not necessary, she'll be living with Mai at the dorms, so she'll be able to see you daily. But this news, she was almost about to bounce off the wall. She waved goodbye and said, see you tomorrow. Silver. This song is about getting ghosted. Chapter 14, Hangout exposed. It was now Saturday, the last of the culture festival. It was currently 11 AM. Class 1 has all been awake, and a few minutes later the reluctant heroes walked in like it was a normal day. Mina. Oh my gosh, I thought last night was a dream. Many who were fans of the band wanted autograph and a picture with them. They were also trying to figure out why they didn't recognize Silver as the leader of the reluctant heroes. Mina. I have a question for Silver. Silver. Shoot, what's the question? Mina. Why couldn't we recognize you when you first came? Silver. To be honest, I'm not even sure myself. I thought you all would have recognized me the second I walked in. Parents were still around to enjoy the last day of the culture festival with their kids. Silver noticed this and made the announcement. Silver. Hey everyone, listen up, we're about to give you a private show. Cheers went all around the dorm as the band got the supplies out of the truck they came in. When the sound check was finished, Silver looked at Izuku and he knew it meant Silver gave Izuku permission to dedicate a few songs to people. Izuku. Despite the lies that you're making. Your love is mine for the taking. My love is. Just waiting. To turn your tears to roses. Despite the lies that you're making. Your love is mine for the taking. My love is. Just waiting. To turn your tears to roses. I will be the one that's gonna hold you. I will be the one that you run to. My love is. A burning, consuming fire. No. You'll never be alone. When darkness comes, you know I'm never far. Hear the whispers in the dark. Whispers in the dark. The crowd roared with a loud cheer. Izuku saw Momo and Jirou and gave them a subtle wink which nobody noticed. Izuku had a special surprise for Katsuki, so without delay they got ready for the next song. Izuku. Hey girl, you know you drive me crazy. One look puts the rhythm in my hand. Still, I'll never understand why you hang around. I see what's going down. Cover up with makeup in the mirror. Tell yourself it's never gonna happen again. You cry alone and then he swears he loves you. Do you feel like a man? When you push her around. Do you feel better now as she falls to the ground? Well, I'll tell you my friend, one day this world's got to end. As your lies crumble down, a new life she has found. Do you feel like a man? When you push her around. Do you feel better now as she falls to the ground? Well, I'll tell you my friend, one day this world's got to end. As your lies crumble down, a new life she has found. Face down in the dirt. She said, this doesn't hurt. She said, I finally had enough. Katsuki. What are you singing about? Deku. Me and round face ran together. I broke up with her after I bucked her. Izuku. What made you assume the song was about your relationship? As all the parents around heard this, Ichako felt humiliated that Katsuki said that her parents were upset because Katsuki didn't take responsibility. Aizawa. You want to run that by us, Bakugo? In the back stood All Might, Aizawa and Nezu, who had just heard this news. Since all parents were present at the moment, everyone would be having a parent conference thanks to Katsuki. Katsuki. You set me up, I'll murder all of you. As he launched himself at Izuku using his quirk but was met with a bass guitar to the face. Aizawa couldn't use his quirk since he had a severe case of dry eye this morning. Nezu placed quirk suppressing handcuffs on him and now began the parent-teacher conference. The rest of the festival was cancelled. Big changes were about to be put into effect. Achako was being consoled by her parents as she apologized for picking someone so foolish as her first partner. Chapter 15 Parent Conference. It was still Saturday, but when Katsuki announced his atrocious actions out loud, many parents and students were appalled by what was said. The teachers themselves showed up just in time to catch Bakugo say what are you done to Achako. Because of this revealing action of what the two students had done, parent conferences were initiated at that very moment. The final day of the culture festival was cancelled due to Katsuka's foolishness that could possibly have harmful repercussions to the reputation of UA. As the parent-teacher meetings were taking place, the students were nervous since this was a first that was happening. As the meetings were being held one family at a time, the Ryan and Ryusuke left. Silver had to stay behind. Hiroshima. Hey Silver, why do you have to stay? Silver. Well, it'll probably get a fine or arrested for smashing the brat's face with my instrument. Aizawa, All Might and Principal Nezu walked into the common room area when all of a sudden two police officers enter. Silver stood up with his hands up knowing he was going to jail. Nezu. Worry not, Mr. Silver, you're not under arrest. Silver was confused, so he waited to see what would happen. The next thing was the officers walked past everyone as they had a handcuffed Bakugo. Nezu. Mr. Silver, on behalf of the teachers of UA, I'd like to thank you. Silver. Wait, why am I being thanked? I smashed his face with my instrument. All Might. You see, young Silver, upon giving him a pat down we discovered he had a concealed knife. Everyone in the room gasped at the news that Katsuki had attempted to kill another student. Mitsuki was embarrassed knowing her son committed a serious crime. She couldn't look Inko in her eyes. Nezu. As of now, Katsuki Bakugo is expelled and will never have another opportunity to enter a hero course. He's also going to jail. This was disturbing news. Many knew he had anger issues, but to this degree was unexpected. The parent-teacher conference went on as it was now Izuku's turn. Izuku's conference. Aizawa. Hello, you must be milliseconds. Midoriya, correct. If so, my name is Shota Aizawa. I'm your son's homeroom teacher. Inko. It's a pleasure to meet you, Aizawa-san, please just call me Inko. Aizawa. Well, Inko, about your son's progress, he's doing exceptionally well. He's had less and less visits to the nurse's office and his quirk control has been steadily growing day by day. Inko. I'm very glad to hear this news. I knew giving you one more chance would be a risk, but I'm glad I took it. I also want to know how my son knows the man who saved his life. Izuku. Well, Mom, I thought it was time I grew up and stopped waiting for you to give me an allowance, so I got a job. That's where I met Silver and we became good friends. He taught me to play guitar. Inko. I see. Well, I'm glad you're doing great. I'm proud of you for improving and stepping out of your comfort zone. Once all the meeting have ended, many parents were on their way home, but 3 students asked their parents to stay and talk in private. The 3 were the Midoriya, Jirou and Yaoi Rozu families. Inko. So Izuku, is there any reason why you wanted to talk? Before Izuku could explain why Izuku wanted to talk to his mother, then heard a voice behind him. Hey, you're that cool cat who was jamming out on stage, slap me some skin. As Izuku turned around, he saw a blonde-haired man and a woman who looked like Jirou with an embarrassed Kayaka. Before Izuku could speak, he heard another voice. So you're the young man my daughter has become smitten with. Behind Inko was a tall man with black hair and fair skin. Next to him, a beautiful woman with her hair in a ponytail, who looked like an older Momo. At this point, both Kayatoku Jirou and Takeshi Yaoi Rozu were confused as to why both of their daughters have fallen in love with the same guy. The 2 men turned to Izuku with looks that said, "You're dead." Before the 2 men could get near Izuku, both Kayaka and Momo stood in front of him. Takeshi. What's the meaning of this, Momo? Kayatoku. I'd like to know as well. Jirou. I wanted to introduce my boyfriend. Momo. I wanted you to meet my boyfriend. Both Mikajiro and Ibina Yaoi Rozu were sizing up the young man who stood before them with looks that read, I'm going to see what game he was playing with their daughters' hearts. Mika. So are you messing around with both our daughters? Mika said as she lifted both her earphone jacks, as if she was a cobra ready to strike. Ibina. You better tell the truth or else you'll be sleeping with the fishes. Ibina said as she created a metal baseball bat when Kayaka yelled enough. Kayaka. Enough, it was my idea to share him. I knew Momo was in love with Izuku, but I slowly began to fall in love with him. Momo. I agreed to the idea. I fell in love with Izuku. When I learned that Kayaka had developed feelings for him, I thought it was best to share him, since I didn't want to lose my best friend over a guy. Izuku. I hope you can accept this relationship, but I want you all to know that I'm willing to do whatever it takes to keep them both happy. Old parents could sense the genuine words and emotions that flowed through him. When Inko suddenly remembered. Inko. So does this mean he'll have two beautiful daughters-in-law? Does this possibly mean adorable grandbabies? Izuku? Mom. When the possible thought of grandbabies came up, then both Mika and Abina had thought what they might look like as they both shrieked in joy. Ayatoku Izuku Takeshi, oh boy. As the three men looked at each other, they laughed and had a feeling they would get along well. From that day on, both Momo and Kayaka's fathers gave Izuku their blessings to be with their daughters. Chapter 16 Finale. After 3 long years of attending UA, graduation was upon them. Class 1 had gone their ways to begin their careers after the ceremony, all except for Momo and Kayaka. These two went with Izuku and worked for the same agency. Silver and the reluctant hero split up after Izuku graduated from UA. They agreed to get back together for one more show when Izuku becomes number 1. Silver was now working with Mei for a company known as Synergy. They were very interested in her babies. This company was also diving into multiple industries like sports, entertainment, music and agriculture development. The reason Silver was hired was because Mei recommended her boyfriend to the music branch of the company to be an expert tester on the various guitars, basses, amplifier and hardware for instruments. Mei was given her own personal lab. She was occasionally asked to help other meet due dates, which she would happily assist. Izuku, on the other hand, was busy saving people, assisting police with investigations, and teaming up with other heroes to take down villains. Momo and Kayaka were still madly in love with Izuku. The three worked for the same agency, so they could still be together most of the time. Momo and Kayaka would work as team to cover each other's weaknesses. One day Izuku, Momo and Kayaka had discovered they accumulated some vacation time they decided to take a week of. Izuku had made an important call because he couldn't wait anymore. Call. Ring ring ring. Silver. Hey Izuku, how's it going? Izuku. Silver, I'm doing great, how about you? Silver. Great, I'm at home right now with Mei, what about you? Izuku. That's cool, I'm also home with Momo and Kayaka. We got some vacation time and I wanted to know if we can hold a small concert. I think we should do one more show. Silver. I'm down with the idea bro, anywhere in particular? Izuku. How about Dagaba Beach, we're coming into summer season. Silver. Great, we'll do it this Friday if that's fine with you. I hope you've been practicing your guitar skills. Izuku. Yes, I've been practicing, so if we're set I'll see you Friday. Call end. Time skip to concert. In the audience Kayaka, Momo and Mei were there, but Mei looked to be around 24 years old. Now this surprised Kayaka and Momo. Mei had said she would explain what happened after the show. Silver. Hello everyone, welcome to the Reluctant Heroes reunion. This will be our final show. Now before we begin, I'd like to thank pro hero Deku for helping us with this small set. After graduating from UA, Izuku was making Deku a well-known name after completing the toughest rescue missions. Silver. Now let's start this show. Silver. Frustrated, degraded, down before you're done. Rejection, depression, can't get what you want. You ask me how I make my way. You ask me everywhere and why. You hang on every word I say. But the truth sounds like a lie. Live to win, till you die, till the light dies in your eyes. Live to win, take it all, just keep fighting till you fall. Day by day, kicking all the way, I'm not caving in. Let another round begin, live to win. Live to win. Live to win. Yeah, live, yeah, win. Izuku. This next song I dedicate to my father who died when I was a child. I wrote this to remember him. Izuku. Little by little. I've come to this point. On my own I've been searching my way. I lost you so early. The days went so fast. You don't know I prayed every day. A song to remember. A song to forget. You'll never know how I tried. To make you proud. And to honor your name, but you never told me goodbye. Don't you cry. Or suffer over me. I will be waiting for you. Don't you cry. Angels never fade away. I'll be watching over you. I can see you tonight. In the pale winter light. Father and son again. The bond of blood will never end. The rest of the concert was great. At the end of the night, Reluctant Heroes had announced their retirement and disbandment. Izuku and Silver went back to Silver's apartment to hang out and drink. As the duo arrived, Silver was greeted by his loving wife Mei, aged 24, but when Izuku saw her he thought Silver married Mei, but when she greeted him he was confused. Mei. Hey Izuku, it's great to see you again. Izuku. Do I know you? Mei. It's me Hatsune, we went to UA together. Izuku. Mei, what happened to you? Mei. Well, working with the agricultural division to develop a formula to quickly grow crops before the winter begins. The experimental formula that was going to be used for mulch landed on me and aged me up to 24 years old. Izuku. Crazy, wait, are you also pregnant? Mei. Yup, I'm 5 months pregnant. Well, I'm going to go lay down. It was nice to see you again, Izuku. Please tell Jirou and Momo I said hi. Izuku. Silver, did May mellow down after aging? Silver. Yeah, she did. How have you been though? Izuku. I've been good. My relationship with Momo and Kayaka has gone well. Hopefully in 3 years we'll try and have kids. Silver. Well, I'll tell you a funny story. Life has a way to change your plans. Izuku. Thanks for the advice. Well, I'll be off. Time skip to Izuku's house. As Izuku walked he saw Momo and Kayaka sitting in the kitchen with a magazine. Izuku. Hey beautiful angels, how are you? Jirou. Hey Izu. Momo Zuzu, when did you get home? Izuku. Just now. What are you girls looking at? Izuku saw the magazine on the table and saw it was a catalog for baby essentials. Izuku somewhat lost color. Then both Momo and Kayaka held up positive pregnancy tests in his mind. He now understood what Silver meant. Elsewhere. Ichako was alone, no boyfriend or husband. Ever since she had her purity taken by Katsuki, no guy from class 1A at the time wanted to be with her. She did eventually find love with a kind man who had been hired by her father's company. It began to flourish well, but when he found out about who her first time was with, he just couldn't be with her. It was due to the fact Katsuki had began multiple riots and breakouts from prison in order to kill Deku. From that point on she decided to live alone. When one day Shoto came to see her, he confessed to her. He explained how he was nervous around her. They dated for 4 years until on their anniversary Shoto proposed. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.